I'm starting to overheat.
Give up, Robbie. Even your gorilla strength isn't enough to stop my fury mode.
Yo, Devon is tripping.
I told you.
Take the cell. You'll love being evil.
Devon's gonna be evil? Did someone say evil? How are you even here again? Irrelevant. Devon, he's becoming evil because of the Fury Cell. Fury cells, huh? Interesting. Can I get back to watching this now? You get back to watching this show. That gives me an idea. Oh, he's good now. Crap! What's up, everybody? B-Mac the Z-Ranger here, and I'm calling all Rangers to welcome you to the Rangers Initiative. And today on the Rangers Initiative, I am going to be reviewing the latest episode of Power Rangers Beast Morphers, episode 15, Seeing Red. Now, this episode was pretty action-packed from the beginning all the way to the end. But you know what? This is a review, and we're going to get right into it. Let's start it now. This episode starts off with Devon. He's outside running or jogging, if you want to call it, and he almost runs into Benny Betty, and they're preparing a cake for their father's birthday. And while he's doing that, some purse snatcher guy with a ski mask on takes a purse from this lady. Devon sees it, and the guy gets in the car. So Devon, he decides, you know what, I'm gonna morph and go after this guy. But before he morphs, that is the key. Before he morphs, he looks at his wrist and he has the Fury Cell on his wrist. And I'm thinking, so he just walking around with that red Fury Cell on his wrist like that the whole time? And when we see it, we notice that the red Fury Cell, it's red, but there are certain parts of it that's really, really dark red. So what that's telling us is that the Fury Cell has basically a certain amount of energy that can be used. So Devon decides to morph and go Fury mode. So when he does that, Devon, when he does Fury mode, he becomes a powerhouse, as we've seen in the last episode and how I reacted to that powerhouse in that last episode. So once Devon's in his Fury mode, he basically chased down the crook while he's in his car. He runs it because, you know, he has cheetah speed, but not only does he run him down, he lifts the car up above his head. So it looks like he's stronger than Gorilla Mode Robbie, which we'll find out later on in the episode. We actually do find out in the episode that he actually is stronger than Robbie's Gorilla Mode. And he has the car over his head, and the police comes over there and is like, hey, thanks, Red Ranger, but I need you to put the car down. He's like, hey, I'm helping you. He's like, well, you do with your Gigatrons and Gigadrones, I'll deal with the purse snatcher. I was like, well, to be real about it, if you really were dealing with it, he wouldn't have got that far when Devon had to do that. That's just my opinion, but hey, whatever. But while Devon's doing that, he gets a call from the commander saying that their Tronics and Roxy are at this place. So Devon, he basically runs, drops the car, and once he goes to help his friends, Devon arrives there in the nick of time. Not even the nick of time, really, because he has cheetah speed, so he arrives there like that, because he's so fast and he's like juiced up right now on the Fury Cell. And you know, he gets there and he's basically kicking butt and taking names. That's all he's doing, kicking butt and taking names.
Kick names, take ass.
Yeah, that's right. He's destroying the Tronics. Then Roxy calls the monster, and Roxy, right before the monster fights, she's like, here, let me pop you over with this Fury Cell. And Devon looks at his Fury Cell. He's like, hey, I'm low. There's another Fury Cell. Let me get that. So he runs over there, cheetah speed once again. He's starting to use cheetah speed a lot now, which I like that. I like that he's using that a lot, because if Devon is using cheetah speed this much, nobody can stop him, even if he's not in his Red Fury mode. But he's still in his Red Fury mode. He takes the Fury Cell from Roxy, and he notices that the Fury Cell that he already have is going away. Like, the red on him is becoming really dark red. He takes it off, replaces that with another Fury Cell. So now Devon is juiced up again. And he basically takes on Roxy and the Candle Monster by himself without the Rangers' help. And the Rangers like, yo, what's going on, Devon? Like, we can help you. It's like, nah, I got this. I don't need y'all right now. And I'm like, yo, Devon is on the juice right now. He is on the juice. I mean, he's so much on the juice. He even gets to the point where Steel, the cocky robot half human, is even saying, what a show off. Steel's actually saying that. And I'm like, really? Like, Devon's doing that much because he's everywhere. He's taking out Tronics, Roxy, Gigadrones, you name it. Bring anybody. If Evox came down there right now to face Devon in Fury Mode, Evox would have got his butt whooped. You know what I'm saying? The war would have been over already. So with Roxy and the monster basically running with their tail between their legs now, they run back to Evox, and Blaze is basically just getting on them. Like, so hold on, you let the Red Ranger beat the crap out of y'all and take another Fury Cell? What are y'all doing? But Roxy's like, you know what? Yeah, that happened, but something is different happening with the Red Ranger. And then Scrozzle, he's like, yo, the Fury Cell can turn even the noble warrior, the noblest warrior, evil. So then they're like, yo, we have this one Fury Cell left. Make sure that Devon gets it. This is Evox's command. He's telling him to do that. So I'm like, okay, so Devon's gonna become evil now. And he's juiced up. Like, Devon is so juiced right now. When he gets to the Riptide to get like drinks and stuff, everything is bothering him. Everything, to the point where he's like looking around. You ever hung around a guy that's on steroids? I have. You ever hung around a guy that's on steroids and literally like every single thing bothers them? Like, literally you can be just sitting down just watching TV a certain way. He's like, yo man, why you watch TV like that? I was like, I'm just sitting here, man. I'm literally just sitting here. Man, shut up, man, let's fight. That's basically how Devon is right now. He's so jacked up on the juice, man. And the Fury Cell, that's the juice, okay? I mean, Devon is picking fights with strangers, getting upset at the other Rangers. Everything's just bothering this dude. So Nate calls the Rangers back to the command center and tells them that, hey, this Fury Cell is affecting you on a primal level. It's bringing out your primal instincts and you're not thinking straight. So Devon's like, you know what? Hey, I'm good. Everything's good. As long as I have this Fury Cell, I'm good. And they're like, no, you need to take it off. He's like, no, I can do this by myself. I don't need you guys. He's on the juice. He is on the juice, okay? You can't mess with a guy that's on the juice, okay? So Devon decides to leave the Rangers and say, I can do everything by myself. I don't need you guys' help. So after Devon storms off, the alarms go off and Roxy and the monster are at it again at the park. So the Rangers go without Devon to face Roxy and the monster. And they're doing their thing. Well, they're trying to, but they can't, whatever. I guess they can't do it without Devon. And Roxy's like, you know what, let's bring the Red Ranger out. Hey, I have this Fury Cell, I'm gonna power this monster. So Devon comes out of nowhere, knocks Roxy and the monster on the ground and knocks the Fury Cell out of their hand. And right before he's about to pick it up, Robbie gets it. And we already seen this part already in the trailer. Actually, the preview for this episode where Robbie takes it and he's basically fighting Devon now, or Devon's fighting him because he's not trying to fight Devon. And Robbie's like, hey, I have strength too. But, you know, this is Red Fury mode. Your strength can't see my strength. I'm a beast right now. So Robbie doesn't even stand a chance right now. He just doesn't stand a chance while he's in that Fury mode. So he finally takes it from Robbie and his Fury Cell runs out. He takes it off. And right when he's about to put his Fury Cell in, he realizes that, hey, I'm hurting my friend. What am I doing? And Devon goes back to normal. I mean, during that time, he took out the other Fury Cell and about to place the other one. I guess he came to his senses and realized that, you know, he's hurting his friends and everything. So he takes the Fury Cell and he hugs Robbie, tells him he's sorry. And after this happens, I'm thinking, okay, they're gonna take the Fury Cell back and study it. No, Devon destroys it. I mean, I guess he's not strong as he used to be, but he destroys it with one hand. So to me, I'm like sitting there thinking like, okay, wow, okay, so I guess we're not gonna have any more Fury mode anymore. I guess that's the end of Red Fury mode or any other type of Power Rangers being any type of Fury mode. So whatever. So after that, Roxy, she ends up going away because she's defeated, and Devon has to take Robbie back to the grid battle force because he's really hurt and he's overheating, you know, because, you know, his gorilla strength. And while that's going on, Scrozzle sends down a Gigadrone, so Devon has to deal with that Gigadrone while Nate, Steel, and Zoe are dealing with the monster down below. And I will say that we get to see something special in this episode with Devon. We get to see him not only in Fury mode with his Zord, we get to see the Racer Zord, the car, And we see the Racer Zord transform into the Cheetah Zord, and we see that Cheetah Zord transform into the battle mode. So I'm like, yo, we can see so many different things in this episode. I'm like, yes, not just the battle mode by himself. And then Devon, he takes on basically 3 Giga Drones by himself up there. He takes out 2 of them, and then we see Nate Steele and Zoe take down the monster down there. They destroy that monster. So Nate Steele, they end up leaving to go get their Zords to help Devon defeat the monster up top. They end up defeating that monster very easily. And after we see them defeat that monster, we notice that the monster that was defeated down low had a data chip on them. And now Scrazzle, Roxy, and Evox have 3 data chips. But there's an issue of who's the upgrade gonna go to now. Who the beast ability is gonna go to? Is it gonna go to Roxy because she's gotten all 3, or is it gonna go to Blaze? I'm shooting at Roxy because she's putting in mad work, but hey, who knows how this is gonna turn out? Who knows what's gonna happen? All we know is that Scrazzle said whoever gets his upgrade is gonna be unstoppable. That's all we know. So I'm like hoping like, hey, maybe the Rangers get another upgrade, you know, so that way we can see all the Rangers in Fury mode or whatever mode, some type of battle mode that's more powerful than Fury mode, okay? Then it goes back to the Riptide. As we already know, Devon ends up apologizing to the Rangers for acting that way, and he actually bakes a cake for Ben and Betty's father's birthday. So we see that, and the episode goes off like that. Now, I would say that I was happy about this episode because we got to see Devon in evil mode. We got to see him actually in evil mode fighting another Ranger, which was Robbie. And I'm glad we saw him fight Robbie because Robbie is the strongest out of all of them as far as strength. And we got to see Devon in his Fury mode basically demolish him and pretty much anybody who stepped foot in front of him. Devon was just on one in this episode. Like I said, he was juiced, okay? And we got to see the 3 different types of Zords. We got to see one Zord transform 2 different times. The Racer Zord, which is the car, go into the cheetah mode, and then go into the battle mode. So I was really happy about that. And that was about it, about seeing red. That's why I'm wearing a red shirt, because we're seeing red. And I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you guys did, feel free to like, share, and that button right there. Go ahead and subscribe and click that notification bell. Also, you see these videos right over here. Go and click these videos for more Power Ranger content that I'm putting out every single week. And remember, greatness is within you. Let's bring it out together. I'm out. Peace. The Ranger Initiative has already begun.